Ladies and gentlemen, we have some more nerd drama. In my last video covering this situation, or I guess I should explain the situation in general. Basically, there are two Star Wars YouTube channels. There's Star Wars Theory, Star Wars Explained. Those are two different people. I couldn't believe it myself either when I heard that. Star Wars Explained, who is not this guy that you're looking at right here. There's some other guy. He basically tried to get all the anti-woke YouTubers demonetized. People like Nerdrotic and the Critical Drinker and I don't know, like Ryan Kinnell, or you know the types of people that that those guys are. And basically Star Wars Theory made a video going after him, like exposing old email chains and text messages, basically just exposing them. And my take on the whole situation is that, yes, I think that a lot of these people are, dumb, and I disagree with a lot of what they say. It's like, what are you doing trying to get them demonetized? It's cringe. You just make a video like I'm doing, where I watch their video and I call them retarded. You know what I mean? That's that's what I do. That's all you really can or should do. So I guess there's more. So Star Wars Theory says YouTube responds, and so does Star Wars Explained. And then there was another video where it says they monetized the Vader fan film 6 years later after Star Wars Explained gets exposed. So it seems like YouTube responded and they were like, actually, we're not going to demonetize them. But then apparently they so Star Wars Theory made a Darth Vader fan film. I guess Lucasfilm actually copyright struck it and monetized it. And I guess Star Wars Explained is going to be peddling a conspiracy theory that Lucasfilm is trying to get back at Star Wars Theory for exposing Star Wars Explained. So, yeah, we have some more autistic drama to watch. Let's hit play.
While you're watching this video, today is the day that we are going to be recording lines in the sound studio in Chicago for Vader Episode 2 and 3. So Jesse will be reprising his role, and
Wow.
James Earl Jones was a huge hero for him. And so it's going to be a bit of a sensitive day in the studio, but we're going to hopefully make him proud.
Oh, I see. Because I guess some Jesse guys voicing Vader, and okay, I see. They're recording this on the day that James Earl Jones was reported as passing away. Honestly, shout out to Jesse. I'd rather have some other guy reprise the role than some shitty fucking deepfake that Disney's going to end up doing.
And make all of you proud with the work that's going to be done today. As you know, Vader Episode 2 and 3 is a $1.2 million+ project that I'm funding myself. The Theory Sabers, to be honest, is funding. And so because of this interesting event that has happened the last few days, let's go ahead and run a let's do a 48-hour sale at 25% off. It's going to cut well into my...
Hey guys, people are being cringe, so buy lightsabers, I guess. Let's take advantage of the situation. I don't know.
costs. So grab whatever you want at theorysabers.com. We also got some new t-shirts on the merch site. I'm going to link everything below, so you can get whatever you like, man. You want to get the...
I'm sorry. Is that a rainbow lightsaber shirt? Is Star Wars Theory a part of the woke agenda? Is he betraying the based and red-pilled crowd? I'm being silly.
Whatever you like, man. You want to get the dual spinning crystal? This is going to be like $70 with the sale. This is the Gradient. The beautiful saber. And does everything you want. And we got over $10,000 of value in there with all of the sound fonts by Kyberphonic and all of the music, the exclusive music.
Wait, what?
In there with all, and does everything you want. And we got over $10,000 of value in there with all of the sound fonts.
$10,000 of value? What does that even mean? What? In the lightsaber?
Fonts by Kyberphonic and all of the music, the exclusive music to me and the channel by Samuel Kim. That's just a thank you to you guys. Enjoy the sale for 48 hours. The code is green on both sites, on the merch site and on the theorysabers.com site. But anyways, you guys are here for the video.
I mean, in all seriousness, I am stealing his video, so I'll go. Well, actually, I think it's too late for you to for you to use the code, but go buy his lightsaber anyways, I guess.
Get to the receipts.
Fulfill your destiny.
Whoa, epic YouTuber intro, VFX intro.
TheorySavers.com.
Hey guys, so YouTube has responded along with Molly Damon and Stupendous Wave, Eckhart's Ladder, a lot of other people, and we're going to get into it today, and this will hopefully be the last video, but if I need to make more, I got no reservations.
My tricks gonna work, gonna make only money.
Thanks for reaching out, YouTube says. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed this video very carefully against our policies.
Shut your lame ass up.
9.6 million views. Imagine how many people in and outside of the Star Wars community saw this. 9.6 million.
Wow.
Wild. And all
It's a lot of views, I guess.
Coordinated attack on me.
Am I the one that just never looks at how many views a tweet gets? Like, that's just never something that I pay attention to. I only ever really look at likes. Like, I never look at how many times people view a tweet. And I don't know. I don't have anything to say about it. It's just not a metric that I ever even consider.
And my fellow peers who disliked The Acolyte by rewriting Ripley Pod, Molly Damon, Star Wars Explained, and so many other people. They wanted to take the food out of our mouth. They wanted to destroy our livelihoods. I help my family out, man. I'm sure a lot of my friends who have platforms, they do a lot of other things with their money for their families. They tried to take that completely away by a mass coordinated attack to tell YouTube that we are racists and bigots and that the Star Wars community is tired of us.
I am the Senate.
I mean, like, I mean, this was a criticism that I had about Star Wars Theory in the first thing that I did. Oh, by the way, I need to be putting this shit at 2x speed. My bad. That was a criticism that I had where like they would bring up examples of like the Ryan Kinnell guy asserting that Amandla Steinberg, it's not possible that she could have experienced racism because she's only half black. And it's like, that is racist, to be clear. And if he genuinely believes that, and it's not just like a joke or a meme, he is a racist. And again, that is a criticism that I have of Star Wars Theory, where he's like, I remember when they brought that point up, Star Wars Theory was like, oh, Ryan, what a goofball. What a wacky guy that is. Oh, he's a good guy though. Oh, but he's kind of wacky, and it's like okay, like even if he's your friend, like that, like you should probably like not even necessarily call it out. I don't think you have to call it out, but like don't just like dismiss it and be like, yeah, you know, he's a bit of a wacky guy. It's like if we're talking about it. And if it's just brought up in this situation, like you can say that, yeah, that is like a racist thing that he said. Like Star Wars Theory, just like he like never called that out, and I thought that was like weird. That was like weird covering for these people, because it's like Star Wars Theory. It's almost like he's trying to like use his community as like a shield for other people, where maybe his community isn't as crazy. But it's like, you're really going to tell me that like Ryan Kinnell and Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, like these people aren't part of the more toxic elements of the Star Wars fan community? Like really? Like really? Fucking Ryan Kinnell, the guy who criticized the Batman because too many of the good guys were black. Really? Where like these are like the people that put like fucking, you know, like they made like a million videos about Brie Larson. Really? Like, I'm not saying that they should be demonetized. I don't agree with any of this stuff, but like, you know, Star Wars Theory is very like, nah, yeah, those some of the things that they do. Yeah, they're just wacky. It's just wackadoodle stuff. Like, yeah, but you know what I mean? They're good guys, though. They're good guys. You know, it's like, okay, like, you're not willing to say it like it is. Let's just be real.
feel like they have a different idea of what the Star Wars fandom really is and who they really are, but we're just gonna let that one slide. If you want to go and see more stuff, you can go to my Twitter, my X, at RealSWTheory, and see for yourself, as there are. We got everybody coming in. It's a good time. We got Stupendous Wave chiming in. We got Eckhart's Ladder. We got some DMs that are like people that were friends with Alex and Molly for years that apparently got shunned by them for various reasons. Released some messages to me because they're like, these guys suck. We really don't like them. And I was like, oh, geez, I'll take these screenshots. I'll check them out. So it just reinforces more of what I was saying and the stuff that I've been dealing with for the last 8 years from these people, which I haven't said anything. Even when, Alex was doing his This Week in Clickbait and all that stuff, and just sending attacks to my channel, downvoting my videos, comments, and people just starting to get this weird idea about me that I'm all about money. I didn't say anything. I just continued on my way. I left a comment on his video, and I just freaking kept making Star Wars content. More what ifs, kept on the comics, all that stuff, which I'm gonna be going back to. I stayed in my lane, and I kept to the truth of what my channel was there for, which is just to talk about George Lucas Star Wars and what I enjoyed about it. So here's this message from an anonymous source, and they'll remain anonymous. So I'm at Star Wars Theory, says Alex, and he's really nice. So damn it, I like him now, and I at least understand him a little more. F, they say. When and how and why the Smack Talk. Details. He says EA event today. Smack Talk is just because I've talked shit about him in the past, or his channel and content anyway. But he was really, really nice. And he has like the same anxieties about his channel as we all do. And he is perplexed by Stupendous Wave. Lol. So just humanized him, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't even really be jealous of you anymore. I get it. Also, it sounds like he works crazy hard. Wow, says the anonymous source.
Damn, that's crazy.
And there's more to the message. There's a lot more messages like this with him and other people, and it's just disgusting. And it just reinforces more and more of just the kind of bullying that I've had to deal with for the last 8 years. And look, I'm not gonna give you guys my life story here, but I was bullied my entire life from being sick and being on chemo and like my parents being pretty overprotective. I had the nickname Band-Aid in school because I had no immune system really, and so anytime there was a cut, anyways, man, I was just bullied a lot. School was not a fun time for me, and so I've learned to kind of just like,
Bro, kids are like the worst people, aren't they? I can't even imagine. Like even when I was in school, how are you gonna bully a guy on chemotherapy? That's so crazy. Sorry, this probably shouldn't be laughing, but I'm laughing at the absurdity of bullying a guy on chemotherapy. Like, why? How? How? Even as a kid, like, how are you that mean?
It and deal with it and be like whatever and just continue on because I know it's there and I know it exists, and this propelled me to want to build muscles and go to the gym and learn to fight and this and that and all that stuff, and it also propelled me to fall deeper and deeper into love with Star Wars. And so when I started my channel, I just freaking had like 20 plus years of like lore and theories and stuff, and it all just kind of vomited out, and I made videos, and it just it was just marinating in my head for like over 20 plus years, and I just people liked it. What can I say? Am I at fault for that? I don't know. Maybe that's karma for me having to deal with a shitty ass childhood in school and all that. I don't know, dude. Whatever, man. Don't hate me just because I made content people like. Anyway, so Eckhart's Ladder and I, who's another Star Wars content creator you may or may not know of, who's pretty big, and we were friends, and then we fell out of touch, and now we're talking again, and now Stupendous Wave and I are sharing each other's numbers, and we're like gonna talk to each other, and we're thinking of starting a Star Wars podcast together.
Oh my god, that's so cute. They're starting a podcast on Star Wars Explained's grave.
Really think of a better person to talk Star Wars with than the other largest Star Wars channel on the face of the planet, and the OG, the guy who was there in the very beginning, who understands all the shit that I went through, because Alex was sending the same kind of garbage and vitriol and jealousy and bullying his way too, and he comes to my aid in a lot of these messages, and he finds it to be just absolutely disgusting. And so Stupendous Wave, buddy, I can't wait until we link up and we make something happen here. Eckhart's Ladder, can't wait till we link up and make something happen too. Maybe the three of us can come together and make some sort of a cool podcast. I don't know. Anyways, Molly Damon has apparently replied to all of this, and it's just as you would expect. Let's check it out, shall we? I'm not surprised, man. I mean, if you guys are surprised, welcome to the last 8 years of being on Star Wars YouTube. Thank you for all the love and support.
Oh, he's gonna read it. I was gonna read it myself, but he's reading it for us.
Over the past few days. Love and support of a bully? Someone who's been bullying someone for a while. It really means a lot. I never started any sort of campaign. I just agreed with and shared 2 images that were created and shared first by another podcast, who I guess wants to remain anonymous in all of this.
America's up.
Oh my god, I don't even remember. Wait, what exactly happened here? I don't actually. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember exactly how the image sort of laying everything out, because there was like a manifesto that was released saying why these channels needed to get demonetized. I don't even remember like who originated it now that I think about it.
2 images that were created and shared first by another podcast, who I guess wants to remain anonymous in all of this.
I mean, that's just like dumb. That's dumb on its own face, because it's like, even if you didn't originate it, by saying that you agree with it on your Twitter platform, you are starting a campaign, or at the very least you are aiding a campaign. So like, wait, it's like a way to like try to create some kind of distinction, but without any substantive reason as to why you wouldn't still be attached to the campaign.
You're mainly corroborated in trying to deplatform someone and literally strip them of their ability to live, take away their livelihood, end them because you didn't agree with them on a show. If you want to talk about the boys being racist,
I mean, I agree, but like you probably wouldn't have died if you weren't monetized on YouTube. But I understand what you mean.
And this and that, they can handle that on their own, and I've talked about that many times, and they can take you to court for defamation or whatever. And you want to lump me in there too and try to, like, because of your pure hatred for me for so many years, because I was successful, you're literally agreeing to the fact that yes, you did indeed support deplatforming someone, me, but you didn't write it, and someone else wants to remain anonymous. Well, that's someone else. Doesn't matter who they are, because you were part of it, and you being literally the poster girl of this.
Hey, why are you pre-watching this video, Star Wars Theory, and stealing my point?
and the size of your Star Wars channel, and you've also been in huge support of the campaign leading to destroy Gina Carano's livelihood and reputation by taking her job away and having her fired. Let's not forget these people.
Okay, okay, really? You're gonna bring Gina Carano into this? That's like a whole other situation. My take, I don't personally care that much about what she said. Like, if they had kept her on as Cara Dune or whatever, I wouldn't have boycotted Star Wars. I don't care that much at the end of the day. But like, is it understandable that Disney would want to fire Gina Carano when Gina Carano was fucking comparing being a conservative into the United States to being a Jew during the Holocaust? Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Me personally, I actually do think that that's kind of reasonable. Like at the end of the day, like when you are a part of Star Wars, like that's not the same as being on YouTube, right? Where in a way, like, you know, these social media platforms like YouTube and Twitter and whatnot, these are kind of like the public square nowadays. And so, you know, obviously these are private companies, but to some extent, like, philosophically and morally, they should probably operate with, you know, like, freedom of speech rules. You being a part of Star Wars is not, like, it's not even related to what's going on here. Like, Gina Carano being a part of Star Wars, that's a privilege, not a right. And if Disney wants to have, like, certain things that they don't want their actors like being controversial about, I think that's perfectly reasonable. Especially when it's something as insane as what Gina Carano said. Like, that was like actual insanity. And I would even go so far as to say that, like, yeah, like Gina Carano, like, poking the fucking trans bear, stirring up controversy the way that she did. It's like what are you doing? Like, stop. You're Mickey Mouse. You're a part of Star Wars. Why are you poking the bear? And by the way, here we're gonna be like, what about when Pedro Pascal said something crazy about Trump? And it's like, yeah, Pedro Pascal was saying very inflammatory things against, like, MAGA Republicans, I think. Or I think, what did he say? I think he posted images of kids in cages at the border, and I think he even might have compared it to the Holocaust or something. But like, he was very inflammatory on social media. But you want to know what? He's not nearly as inflammatory on social media anymore. He stopped. Pretty sure it's because Disney was like, hey, can you not be super inflammatory? Like, please? Like, you are a representative of us, of the Mandalorian. Gina Carano was just being a baby, like, in my opinion. So, anyways, like him trying to rope Gina Carano into this is just like, it's just not even the same situation at all.
People were part of that. They were in support of that. This is the name of their freaking game, man. They don't like you. They try to take everything you have and destroy you. Let's dig a little deeper, shall we? Who is this rewriting?
Destroyed.
Informal Majesty. Interesting. Let's go ahead and click on that, and then click on this. I don't even know who this person is, but seems like they have something to say about me. Star Wars Theory knows Molly Damon didn't start any demands on YouTube last week.
Ooh.
How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to see that tweet again. I've spoken at length about all of this in the past, but the only way things get better is if Team YouTube does something to discourage this kind of content. Until then, it will only get worse. I mean, that's, yeah, like, like what, like, I hate how, like, cowardly people are. Like, just own what you say. It's like, this is like a publicly available tweet. Like, why are you lying?
Hello there. How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no repercussions? Other YouTubers involved have a timeline of the tweets. They know who tweeted first. So is this like a race? Am I supposed to go after the person who, like, tweeted half a millisecond before? Or how does this work? I think, you know, just like the Kiadi Mundi birth date thing, we're kind of missing the whole point, or maybe you're just trying to derail the whole thing.
Oh, that was also stupid. Like, he was like, yeah, like, I reacted to his video about the whole Kiadi Mundi thing. Sorry, he's bringing it up, so it's just reminding me about how retarded he was. But, during the whole Kiadi Mundi thing, so in the Acolyte, the penis head guy, Kiadi Mundi, people were worried because it was like, in the prequels, he said that the Sith hadn't been seen in a million bajillion years or whatever. And as far as I remember, or as far as I know, the Acolyte never broke canon in that way, right? I don't think it did. But anyways, I think that the Wikipedia situation, like, the Wikipedia website, they like changed his birthday in order to better match what the Acolyte established as far as Star Wars canon goes. And this retard, he was like, you just changed the canon to fit what Disney is doing now? And it's like, even if they did do that, even if they did alter the canon, like even if Disney altered the canon, of course Wikipedia has to follow whatever Disney says because they are the arbiters of what is and isn't Star Wars canon. So like for him to like go after Wikipedia in that way is like stupid. Like to get upset at Wikipedia is dumb. But then you actually look a little bit into it, or a little more into it, and apparently Ki-Adi-Mundi birthday was never actually like established in Star Wars canon. It was like established in one of the like the Star Wars novels that was written. Whether or not those novels were ever actually canon, like as far as I remember, like before Disney established like, hey, this is what's canon from this point going forward, like there was like a whole bunch of, there was like a table of like, yeah, these novels are kind of canon, these novels are kind of sort of canon, these novels are they canon? I don't know, these novels aren't canon. Like Star Wars canonicity was always like weird from what I understand, and I'm not that knowledgeable about it, so correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But like him getting mad because Disney and in turn Wikipedia aren't staying consistent with like one of the random fucking novels that came out before Disney rendered them non-canon. Like it was just like so stupid. Anyways, sorry. Got triggered. You can yell at me in the comments if I'm wrong about any of that.
To help yourself out. Trying to deplatform me and take away everything I've worked for is one thing.
You fool!
But the 8 years of bullying and jealousy and being just an overall asshole to me is another thing. So just like you used Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers as a scapegoat to then launch an attack on me all those years ago in your This Week in Clickbait bullshit, which you made merch from and tried to laugh at me always, this is now my response to that 8 years in the making. So now we got two things that you've been bugging me about. You've been literally punching down on me.
You are Mr. Incredible, and he is what is it? Syndrome.
8 years simply for doing my thing and I guess being successful. And that is up to people. I can't do that myself. And believe me, if people could do that, I'm sure you guys would be kings of the universe because you would deem it so, because they want to destroy me. They've been wanting to destroy me forever, since inception. The receipts are all there. They did the same thing to Stupendous Wave. You can go and look at that. You can ask him too. And maybe him and I will talk about it if we do our podcast, or maybe we'll just have a good laugh behind closed doors. Molly from Star Wars refuses to take responsibility and instead plays the victim. However, by admitting she participated in the campaign to deplatform channels, she's only tied herself to even more. How about an apology, Molly? Hey, am I not a person? Which because I make money, does that mean I'm not a person?
Hello, I like money.
Because I get views that keep Alex up at night.
Sorry,
Not a person.
I was going too fast. I wasn't paying
We'll talk
attention.
about it if we do our podcast, or maybe we'll just have a good laugh behind closed doors. Molly from Star Wars Explained refuses to take responsibility and instead plays the victim. However, by admitting she participated in the campaign to deplatform channels, she's only tied herself to even more. How about an apology, Molly? Hey, am I not a person? Which because I make money, does that mean I'm not a person?
Hello, I like money.
Because I get views that keep Alex up at night. Not a person? Yeah, here we go. Mary Sue, the same person who interviewed Leslie Headland that I did a reaction of, who then started to body shame me and say I have no riz. I mean, it was like the most strange comment.
Rachel Leichman. Ooh, Star Wars Theory decided to do a reaction video to my interview because if he isn't effing grifting off of Star Wars, he's grifting off of women and sending his minions after them. F off and go build some faulty lightsabers. Oh, damn, he's going after his lightsabers. Oh, while crying on camera. Oh my god. Oh, we got him with the crying meme. Because he cried when he saw emotionless sex doll looking at CGI Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian Season 2. Oh my gosh, he's going after him on the meme.
Comment and reply I've ever seen to her being angry that I reacted to her interview with Leslie Headland. It was insane.
To be fair, I didn't see any body shaming, but maybe that's in another tweet.
If it was reversed, written by Rachel Leichman, the ultimate fake geek girl, says master of the TDS. I agree.
Oh
The damage
my
control for Star Wars
God.
Explained is in full swing. Somehow they still believe they're the victims. Molly is even celebrating the fact that someone has blocked Star Wars Theory despite admitting they have no idea what actually is happening. You know, here's the thing. Let me just put it in Cliff Notes. Guy creates a YouTube channel about Star Wars. Other Star Wars channel who was there years before sees Guy's success, tries to learn from him and see if he's doing anything special, realizes it's just hard work and he's more creative or whatever. Guy literally launches attack after attack after attack and bullies him for 8 years. Behind closed doors, online, then apologizes, then does it again, then apologizes and does it again. And here we go. When he stopped doing it because he's so sackless, his wife does it. I wouldn't be surprised if his wife was behind this the whole entire time. The guy's just being manipulated. I don't know. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
What?
It's not my business.
It was her. It was me. It was me the whole time, Star Wars Theory. I have been your arch nemesis the entire time.
I have no idea what the hell's going on in the fandom, and that's okay, I don't want to know, but I love Star Wars Explained and Molly Damon. They're super special people and run a fantastic YouTube channel. Thank you. Best to stay out of it. Trust me. Yeah. Hey, Daniel, you don't want to know the truth about the people that you think are so great. They've actually been absolute bullies for the last 8 years to me for no apparent reason. And if anyone disagrees with them, they will immediately call them a racist, and if that doesn't work, then they're going to try and take away their livelihood and pull the plug so they die. So then here's some more Star Wars Explained.
Well, to be clear, they will still be calling them a racist while they do it.
Supporters, I believe. I'm gonna be real, guys. I think Star Wars Theory should do what Hannah Baker did and the tub, razors and all. So essentially, they're saying I
Jesus.
should go and slit my wrists in the tub and end myself. Here's another one. Here's another supporter.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Star Wars Theory. I don't think that you should do that. Listen, some people have to give the hot takes here. You know what I mean?
Star Wars Explained. Can we kill this MF? My thoughts are that we need to do a public beheading of Star Wars theory. I'll be selling pop.
Okay. To be fair, he's literally doing what other people do to him, where like a bunch of other like random people are like where now they're bringing up like random viewers or whatever, and it's like, to be clear, I don't think that the Molly whatever lady and the Star Wars Explained guy have ever done anything on this level.
You can't make this up, man. The new Star Wars theory video is insane and disgusting. He exposes private emails between him and Star Wars. That thing was private there, bro. It was him just trying to get information on what's making me get so many subscribers, because that's all he cares about. He doesn't give a shit. You would think if someone actually really is so infatuated with Star Wars and they're getting flown out to red carpet premieres, they're getting early access to the video games, they're getting exclusive interviews with the directors, the writers, authors, and they're getting all this free swag. They meet Dave Filoni, they meet all these people. They get to go to Lucasfilm Studios headquarters and do cool stuff. You would think that they wouldn't even spend time on anyone else because they're winning. But alas, it is not about that for them. They don't care. They want the views, they want the subscribers, and they want the money, in my opinion. All you need to know, too, is most likely Nia has a personality disorder because he released years of personal emails between himself and Alex as a form of punishment. Lol. Now, I released that so people would believe me when I'm talking about my claims. You know, it's something called receipts. It's having proof. You know, unlike what these people do, they just call you a racist and try to get you deplatformed. So I actually show my receipts that this person was doing this and this to me for years, and here are the receipts from the very beginning to show you, and in the years following to show the trend of their manipulation and their jealousy and envy. And in the end, after 8 years of trying to cancel me, defame me, lie about me, and essentially just make me out to be a really piece of shit person and only cares about views, they realized that failed, and then they tried to take away all of my livelihood, everything that I worked hard for, by a coordinated attack to pull the plug. I mean, imagine you guys, a lot of you have a craft or a job or a hobby or a career that you've worked so hard on, and imagine you have this mosquito that's constantly flying around, and this mosquito talks, and it goes around telling all these other people that you are such a bad person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's fair to put out this stuff because it's like I know that generally speaking, it's like a big no-no. Like, oh, you can't release DMs or you can't release like private correspondences. But it's like, I mean, I guess the maybe the best way to go about it would be to like sort of say that this stuff happened, and then say like, hey, if Star Wars Explained tries to deny anything that I'm saying, I will release the private correspondences. So I sort of throw the ball in his court. But I don't think I really have much of a problem with him showing it, because I mean, it's like, it is maybe I think it's probably fine to like, yeah, like he said, just automatically just provide the proof. But I could maybe, if you really wanted to be super charitable to, you know, the sort of like the generally agreed upon rule of not leaking DMs and stuff, like you can just like say that, hey, everything that I'm saying is true. I have the evidence, and if they try to deny it, then yes, I will leak it. So I don't know.
And you are this and that and the other thing. And when that doesn't work, they then try to take everything from you. Imagine what Nia does to his partner. Ooh, these people are they're so far from a soul. They're so far from anything that's just holy, normal. They're so full of hatred and anger, and it's blinded them. They really think that they are the good guys, and they have zero self-awareness. They have an unbelievable amount of hubris, and it's destroying them. And it will continue to. And they will continue to try and take me down for years, man. When I just want to make Star Wars content, I just want to engage with my community. I don't want to talk about this idiot. I don't want to talk about these people. But finally, at the end, after 8 years, man, you're literally trying to kill me. You're trying to suffocate me. You're trying to take away everything I've worked for, and I'm not going to let that happen. I've had this on the back burner. At any moment, I could have released this, and I never did. But you bit off more than you could chew on this one. And believe me, all the other people that support him, all those other people I've collaborated with in the past, I don't want to turn this channel into freaking drama channel. All right,
Yo, move.
so if you guys want to read any more, you can go right ahead. You can check out a lot of Stupendous Waves replies and stuff. He's been like just so supportive, unbelievably supportive, and I can't thank him enough. It's really, really nice to see, especially someone who was literally just an OG from the very beginning. I want to thank you guys, of course, for seeing the logic in all of this and judging for yourselves, and I want to thank YouTube for, of course, realizing that there was nothing that was violating any terms of service. I appreciate all you guys. I hope that you will continue to have free will and freedom of speech and speak your minds as much as you want, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, and subscribe and watch whoever you want to, whether that's me or anybody else. That is up to you, and that's not my job to tell you who to watch or anything, you know? So free will, free speech is the number one thing that we have in this world, and I fully believe that if you have something to say, an opinion on something, then, you know, that's what made the 90s amazing. That's what made the 2000s amazing. It's just freedom of speech, you know? So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that this can be the last video about this. If there will be another one, believe me, there will be rest.
I mean, you still generally have freedom of speech. I think that, like, obviously it was proven here when YouTube didn't deplatform them. Like, unless you're like really out there, right, where you're like, you know, spreading like anti-Semitism, conspiracies and stuff like that, or you know, unless you're like super on the extreme side of things, like, yeah, there's a conversation to be had there where like freedom of speech, generally speaking, doesn't exist there. But like people like Nerdrotic and the Critical Drinker and a lot of these people, like they're just on YouTube and they're saying some wild shit. So like you generally have freedom of speech. Again, maybe you can't say literally every like super controversial thing if you're if you're like an actor in Star Wars, but that's like it's probably always been the case to a certain extent. Like, cause like that's the other thing about it. Like, it's not like Gina Carano was just like a bog standard Republican. Like, she was saying insane stuff about, I guess, yeah, kind of what I was talking about, like a kind of extreme like anti-Semitic stuff. Maybe not anti-Semitic, but like she was equating being conservative to being a Jew during the Holocaust. But still, like that's insane. That's like it's like like if you get fired from your fancy Disney job, it's like I don't care. I truly don't. But anyways, speaking of conspiracy theories, I guess Star Wars Theory has one of his own. So let's see what this is about.
Not again. Then he like kind of composes himself, and it's just kind of this whole script just plays on that theme of him like, oh no, I gotta be composed, and then his emotions just erupt, which takes us back to when he was hanging, and then his eyes were Sith, and then he's like, oh shit, I gotta calm down. And then,
Oh, it says behind the scenes of, oh, this is the Jesse guy. He's voicing Darth Vader. That's cute.
so that we're playing on that whole theme.
Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him, just like I destroyed the Jedi.
We're still running
It's
that
not
big 25% off flash sale. You have another day to grab whatever you want at theorysavers.com. Use code GREEN for 25% off everything. Yeah, I thought, I'll just move on. Like, say what I need to say, move on. But it seems that either Disney or someone up there at Lucasfilm or whatever it is, that Reddit page, Sultry Than Crates, that's how they were doing a lot of brigading. A lot of you Redditors were DMing me on there being like, they're brigading you and they're violating terms of... Anyways, Vader Episode 1 is running ads on it now.
Impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
And it's not me. So I want to make it clear once again, like I did almost 7 years ago when this happened, that it's still supposed to be unmonetized, which was the agreement I had with Lucasfilm. We hired Jacob Cadmus for that one to do he did all of the music. This is not, we didn't use licensed music from Star Wars. It's the fact that it wasn't supposed to be, and after all of the Star Wars Explained stuff, because they know we exposed them, and now, in my opinion, I feel like Lucasfilm or Disney has lost their little speaker that they had. Hey, we want you to push this new thing. We want to push that new thing. And so now we've exposed them for being jealous and the way they've treated me and other content creators for the last...
I mean, okay, just to be clear, I don't think that there's... I mean, maybe this has been exposed in the past and I just don't know about it because I'm not familiar with these people. Has it... Like, I guess I'll ask the question. It's like, has there ever been any proof that Disney has fed them lines and stuff like that? And, like, has there been any proof that, like, Kathleen Kennedy is like, okay, Molly, you're gonna release this manifesto against all these different creators? Like, I'm just asking, like, has there been any kind of proof like that, or is this just a conspiracy theory?
So many years, and then try to deplatform us under the guise of being racist because we didn't like a show. They've now gone ahead and done a mass flag on my channel for things that have been there for years.
Okay. To be clear, they were calling some of the people, like the Nerdrotic and the Ryan Kinnell types, for being racist. And the specific example that I remember is Ryan Kinnell asserting that Amandla Steinberg cannot have experienced racism because she's only half black. That is racist. Just to be clear.
Case in point, Vader Episode 1, Charge of the Past.
Just to be clear, it's not because they didn't like the Acolyte. I don't think that claim was ever made.
My original agreement with them, and they did a few more. I have a few more emails too. I just didn't share it. I feel like it's kind of redundant. These are all from Samuel Kim. These are lo-fi from Samuel Kim. They're not copyrighted on his channel. I actually spoke to Samuel Kim a few weeks ago. He's doing good. These were Anakin's lo-fi beats and to study and chill to. Like, these were there for years. These were there for, I think, the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years. And look, take the money. It doesn't matter. I don't care about that. Like I've said before, you take money for the video. That was never my incentive to create the channel. But it's just like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? From what I've heard from people, this is all coordinated from higher up. I don't know. Apparently they hate me.
Disturbing is this move by Chancellor Palpatine.
And a few other YouTubers out there. They like despise, like they want us eradicated, gone, simply for having a voice. And I don't know if this is the beginning of them just like going through my channel and trying to demonic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, he's saying he's hearing from people, and it's like, okay, but also, I don't know. Like, he's just like making this claim, right? Like, is it kind of shitty that they're monetizing some of his fan films? Sure, I guess. Do they have some kind of, like, legally, do they have some kind of valid claim to it? Maybe. I'm not really sure. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, all of your music that, that you say was like, you made the original music for it. It's like, how similar is it to John Williams' score? I don't know. So is it, I don't know. Is there a way to tell if they like manually did it, or if maybe there was like, or like if there's some kind of like, you know, the automated system that YouTube has, if maybe they might have done it. I'm not sure. So, but he's saying that he's like, I have sources that say that this is commanded from the higher ups. Kathleen Kennedy hates my balls or whatever. It's like, okay, if you say so, but you're not. Again, you're not. I like. I guess what I'm saying with all of this is just that I'm not really. I can't just like believe everything that he's saying just at face value.
Monetize everything. Honestly, bro, I mean, I ain't gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop making videos. So I'm not attached to the money for it. My love for Star Wars goes way beyond that. Of course, the money allows me to do this full time. But if that means I gotta go work at freaking the library or whatever, I mean, I'll still be making videos. Right? It doesn't matter. So I just want you guys to know that, you know, there's ads on it. So if you watch the fan film and there's commercials, we're not getting that money. That's going to Warner Chapel and you know they're in cahoots with each other. So it is what it is.
The dark side clouds everything.
This is their their way of getting back, or like, okay, all right, just kind of proves the point. Yeah. So literally that same day they posted this, and it's just like so tone deaf, man. Like you get free Lego, so I get a free blanket. Where's my blanket, man? I want a Jar Jar Lego blanket.
It's unfair.
I got one. I don't know. I guess not. I guess that's not for people who actually love Star Wars. Hopefully this can be the final video on this whole thing. We can get back to like doing streams and stuff. 'Cause I've really been enjoying streams. I've been doing that. So you know, hopefully I can get back to that tonight. So it seems like they're just going through the channel and trying to copyright as much as they can. And to me, I just feel like that's very disingenuous. I feel like it's just very petty. But at the end of the day, you know, if you guys want to take the money, enjoy it. These products and projects aren't for you. They're for the fans of Star Wars, George Lucas Star Wars fans, and my subscribers. So that being said, you know, I have noticed that a lot of fan films out there did have major crowd funds in the 5 figures, and they were allowed to be up. They are monetized. People are running ads on them. There are a lot of fan films that have been crowdfunded and then praised. I remember there was one EA guy. He was pretty high up, and he ended up actually like advertising, like posting it on his personal Twitter of one of the Star Wars fan films that had actual Battlefront assets in it. And I remember seeing that years ago, and I was just like, okay, yeah, but you know, if I do it, then it's just, if we are truly supposed to be equal and have everything to be fair, then why are some things okay for others, whereas for me, you know, I get the slap on the wrist, and then now 6 or 7 years later, you want to come and put ads on something that was already discussed, something that was already supposed to be ad free. So if you want to go ahead and do this, like, what should I then run ads on Vader episode 2? Should I run ads on Vader? Does this mean that you're now reneging on our communication?
I mean, I think the way that it would probably work is that, like, your little agreement, I don't know that Disney would ever sign an agreement to where like, oh, if we break this agreement, then that means that you can now start, or that could start running ads on your stuff. Like, my guess is that Disney would never sign any kind of agreement like that. So I would not test that if I were you, Mr. Theory Sir.
Our deal that we had, I don't know. Why is it okay for some people and it's not okay for me? I'm just trying to understand here. You know, it's I don't know. I'd rather not lose that over $1 million.
I mean, they probably, the reality is that they probably don't like him, because obviously he shits on their on most of their like more recent products, and like he has this, like, you know, in my opinion, like whole like kind of cringy thing, like George Lucas is the god emperor of everything, and George Lucas is the best, and this isn't real Star Wars. George Lucas Star Wars is real Star Wars. Like, that's fine. It's his opinion. He can have it. But yeah, they probably don't like him. So, I mean, that's probably part of it. It's like, especially when like, I know, especially because his more recent products isn't like, or his more recent fan films, isn't it literally, like, isn't the whole point of them like, hey, the sequel trilogy is bad. This is the real follow-up to the original trilogy or whatever. Like, isn't that what he's currently doing? Which, again, to be clear, is fine. I'm not saying that he's wrong to do that, but especially when so much of his content is in opposition to Disney, when the fan films that he's making, when they are being created, again, in opposition to Disney, it's like, it's probably reasonable that they would not necessarily encourage that and not post it on their social medias and not like want you to monetize that. Like again, he's kind of like trying to like paint it as like, oh, they're just like against me because of my opinions. And it's like, to a certain extent, yeah, but that's also probably reasonable. I'm just saying, like, if let's just say that Cheetos or whatever, let's just say that they allow people to make like Chester the Cheetah fan films, but then somebody decided to make a fan film that was like, Cheetos sucks and Chester the Cheetah sucks, and here I have fucking Larry the Lion. He's a much better spokesperson than those losers over at Cheeto, or, you know, like the Cheeto executives, those guys are wrong. They don't understand Cheeto. So here's my Larry the Lion fan film, and it's like it's probably reasonable at that point that like Cheeto would be like, okay, hold on, no, yeah, that one we're not gonna let you we're not gonna let you guys like monetize like literal anti-Cheeto propaganda. Like I'm just saying, like beyond the whole like stupid Star Wars explained stuff, it's probably reasonable that Lucasfilm like sort of like has you at an arm's length and is like, yeah, we don't really want you to like be monetizing literally anti-Disney propaganda. So I don't know. Obviously I understand his frustration. But I can also just kind of understand Disney as a company being like, no.
that I'm spending on Vader episode 2 and 3. If I could make it back, that'd be amazing. But at the end of the day, that's not my main point to make these projects. I just want to address this because it's just A, I want you to know that I'm not running ads on this thing as I promised, and B, I want you also to know that this is extremely petty, unfair, and just to see the duality between what was happening to me on that day and then what they were posting on that day. I just think it's proofs in the pudding, man. You know, so you guys decide for yourselves, anyways. I love you all. Thanks so much.
To be clear, I don't see any proof in the pudding. I'm not saying that it isn't a wacky coincidence, but like he hasn't provided any actual proof of this. Like, notice how in the last video he was like, I'm showing our private correspondences because I don't want to make a claim without proof. And then now in this video he's like, here's a claim. Do I have proof of it? No, but I mean, come on. Believe me, please. Okay. It's, not the most consistent person here, but okay.
We're still running that 25% off sale on theorysabers.com. Use code GREEN if you want to grab your saber. That's going to be for the next, I think, 24 hours. I think when I said it for like Monday. So I said it for like all weekend, essentially. But anyways, love you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully see you in the stream. Bye. A little too much of a question where it's like he's now wondering, but you want.
Okay. Yeah, at the end of the day, do I think that a lot of these people are stupid? Yeah. But do I think that they should be demonetized? No. Just do what I'm doing here, where I watch their video and I agree with some of it, disagree with some of it, say, hey, that's a good point sometimes, and then sometimes I'm like, hey, that's retarded. Other times it's trying to demonetize people is cringe. Like I don't do that. especially when it's just like not gonna work, because like YouTube is already like you really think that like you making that little manifesto is gonna make YouTube be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that Nerdrotic was on our platform. I didn't know what Nerdrotic was saying. Like you really think like you're exposing anything? Like clearly YouTube is fine with that type of content being on the platform, and it is what it is. So the Star Wars Explained people, they're cringe, you know. And they took an L. Took a big fat L, as the kids say. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.